can't even tell. Hello. So this will be short. Hopefully, this will be short. The light is a lilac right now. I don't know if you can tell. Here's a napkin. Is it a purple napkin? No. I did start this and I was like, how ironic is it that last time I was like, purple isn't even my favorite color. I don't know why my mom thinks my favorite color is purple. But now the light is lilac. You can't tell, but I wonder if Siri will do lavender. Hey Siri, change lamp to lavender. Or not.
Okay, lavender.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's slightly different. Okay. So anyway, I had the cards for a bit and I don't know if I was about to put them away or what. But two cards came out together. It was contract and storm warning. She zoomed in, so I was like, okay. Hey, Holly. I have no clue. We'll see. Contract and storm warning came out. Contract in the sense of like fulfilling things that we aren't necessarily aware of. So it could be an energy of pre-incarnation contracts. It could be an energy of goings on outside of our sphere of awareness more completely, like not completely within our sphere of awareness. Um, hey Siri, change lamp to chartreuse.
Okay, turning things chartreuse.
Okay. I'm just gonna go with the colors, I guess. um, and then at the bottom of the deck was the temple path. So it kind of read like being caught in a storm unawares, but being like marooned or left exactly where we're supposed to be. Now, under the temple path was victory in the door to spirit. So it could also be a little Wizard of Ozian in the sense that there's some kind of chaotic going on that puts us in a strange place, in a situation that we're not familiar with. And as we try to get back to our comfortability, there are people that we meet along the way in places that we see. And there's actually things for us to do while we're here. Right? There were things for Dorothy to do, like she had wicked witches to pour water on, and she had a wizard to expose, I guess. But it's like something, I don't want to say the land itself needed her intervention because land needing intervention is a concept. Um, but again, it's just like there were things for her to do. And then by the time she went home, not only her, but everyone, they all discovered things about themselves that they'll take with them as they continue to sort of like go about their lives. Queen Odd 10 and Golden Flies. Oh, snap. Well, there you go. The bottom of the deck after the Door to Spirit is the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, or Archangel Ariel. And she's a 36. What? Oh, look at this. 32. I had a 32 yesterday. I don't remember what the 32 was, but a 32 came out at some point. 36 came out because that was the 369. That was the card here. It was oneness and The solar portal. That's what it was. It was the solar portal, solar plexus chakra. Now the 36 is the sacral. And then I got my little mini wild unknown. The Three of Swords is interesting for me in this deck in particular. I mean, that's gorgeous energy right there. Well, this, not so much. That, yes. The Three of Swords is interesting because in this deck, it really feels like passageways that were blocked off or that are blocked off because of your traditional Three of Swords heartache, heartbreak, um, anticipation of disappointment and pain, and a desire to not go through something that we've already been through that wasn't particularly pleasant. But it's like there's a whole corridor that's left darkened because now light can't get past that. And so at first, with the magician and that Three of Swords, it's limited creation because it's limited sort of like awareness. It's like it only has the pain that it's experienced to create from because it doesn't necessarily know anything else. And then we have the star, which is so perfect for this because the star is an energy that is miles and miles and miles and miles and light years away. It's an energy that's extremely sort of like disconnected. I almost said like disembodied. Um, a lot of times when we wish on stars, we wish for things that we don't conceive of as necessarily possible. It's always something like miraculous, something outside of the solar system, something outside of ourselves. But the star also represents healing. I don't know. I just saw the contract, the storm warning, and the temple path, and I was like, oh, that's like marooned, like shipwrecked, but exactly like we find ourselves somewhere. Oh, it reminded me of Ananiel, Angel of Storms. And I was going to pull the year 2 Angelarium cards. But I don't think I will. We'll see. Ooh. And she's face down. The 5 of Cups flipped out with the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And then Judgment behind that. And then behind Judgment is the 10 of Pentacles. And then the 4 of Cups. But this is interesting because there's an energy of doubling here from 5 to 10, from 10 to 20. It's this way. This actually takes on a different kind of. This is interesting because in the 10 of Cups, there's 5 cups up top and there's 5 cups down below. So because of that, it makes this feel like we already know that these 5 cups are here. So now we're looking into those hard to. Oh, I should have kept that 3 of Swords and the Magician. We're looking into the abyss to get the other 5 cups. We're going into those places that we weren't able to go before. And I would say it's not a journey for the faint of heart. because it's like, I don't know, like three swords are there for a reason. It's dark for a reason. And I think sometimes it might be difficult to separate ourselves from the pain of the past, in terms of when we revisit things, to not get triggered and re-enter the same reference point that we were at when we were in it, because that's what the trigger does. It takes you back to who you were when it happened. And so we lose everything that has sort of transpired in the in between since it happened. We forget that we aren't who we used to be, or it can be easy to do that. And so, having done everything we can do in the light, we now face to turn towards the shadow. And as we do that, it's like we're liberating certain things and returning it to the light. Question mark. Well, yeah, I'll leave it. I'll leave it like that. We're liberating things and returning them to the light. And you can see that, like the judgment card, the light now goes even further, right? And then, as that's happening, this space here, it begins to swell with that rainbow energy in the Ten of Pentacles. Like all the colors like start to fill out, or they keep pouring more colors. I don't know. The space begins to fill with color. And then with the Archangel Ariel at the bottom, being the second chakra, going back to the Three of Swords and the Magician, with the star that came after it, the star that was the color in that black and white space. I should have kept those cards out. But with this second chakra energy at the bottom of the deck now, and this fourth chakra energy at the bottom of the deck now, and this door to personal healing and happiness, with the Angel of Balance. But with this, now we're painting, we're creating using a fuller palette with more color at our disposal. And it's like we don't have to rely as much on shades of gray to add depth and dimension to to a piece, to a picture, to a painting. Or like sepia tones, right? It could be like full color. Isn't there a return to Oz? That's a thing, right? Or was that like Once Upon a Time or something? I think it is, because there was a key that led back to Oz. Is that real life, or did I imagine that movie? Because I kind of remember, but I don't know if my brain is like generating a memory right now. You know what I mean? Like, did this actually happen? Um, was it a fever dream, or was it like real life? But it's like we don't see Dorothy after she goes back to Kansas, after she makes it back, right? And so we don't necessarily know how she's changed. Because it feels like we go back home, but we're different. And so maybe there is this more internal. It was in black and white and technicolor. I think I knew that. Oh, the movie was, yeah, because it started in black and white, and then Oz was Technicolor, and then when she went back to Kansas, it was it black and white when she went back to Kansas, or was it in color when she went back to Kansas? I don't remember. If it was in color when she went back to Kansas, then that's the imagery. That's what, you know, is I'm trying to encapsulate. That's what's trying to be communicated. Also, with this contract card being blind and having the scales, it feels like there's something that we're meant to gain that we might not necessarily be aware of. And again, well, in the movie, they all sort of set out with a specific thing that they wanted to get, right? The Scarecrow wanted a brain, and the Tin Man wanted a heart, and the Wicked Witch wanted her sister's shoes, but she was wicked, so she got water. I don't know. It's like there was something that they were consciously aware of desiring and wanting, and that was the reason and purpose for their journey. But it feels like there were other ways in which they grew, question mark, outside of what they were concerned about. Like when they get to the end, the wizard tells them, like, Scarecrow, you've like already got a brain. Tin Man, you already got a heart. Lion, you already got courage. Like, you didn't need to. That's not something that I can give you. That's not something that I needed to give you. But in your seeking me out, you found it. So the journey was necessary to get the thing, but it wasn't necessary for the wizard to give them the thing, because the thing is something that they naturally acquired when they were going where they thought they needed to go to get it. Um, it's not that. I mean, I guess it could be when they found it, they got it and they didn't even realize it. Sure. But it feels like there were other things that they weren't even necessarily looking for that are necessary after Dorothy goes back home. Because, life in Oz continues and life in Kansas continues. This is interesting, though, because it does kind of sort of feel like color overload. Hey, Vicky, how you doing? Because all of a sudden, like, it's all black and white, and then there's a little bit of color, and then Judgment is back into the black and white, and then it's like, boom. All of a sudden, something clicks, and the saturation is up, and everything. And the door to spirit is wide open right here. See, it's like this is the door to spirit before. Oops. And then this is the door to spirit after. In terms of like how much color there is in the picture. And a lot of times the color is the thing in between, right? More often than not. Well, I guess it depends. Let's assume that there's a black and white outline, but then we fill it in with color, right? For a richer experience, maybe more immersive, more whatever else. Um, you live in Kansas? Oh snap! I think um, I have a cousin-in-law? Question mark. I guess is she a cousin? I got a cousin that's from Kansas. I'm pretty sure she's from Kansas. Somewhere over the rainbow, way yeah, I The Six of Swords, the Son of Pentacles, and Temperance. So that feels like a 6. What's 5 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1? That's a 9. 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, 45. That's a 45 9. I saw 45 too. I don't remember what it was, but I know I saw 45. Hey Janelle, how you doing? This feels like a 6 because it feels like after everything that I already read, and then we go back home, right? Or whatever. We make it back to Kansas, or we get the thing that we wanted from the wizard. It feels like that expansion opens us up to an awareness that there's even more. So this is the 7. The Six of Swords, the Sign of Pentacles, and Temperance is the 7. And it feels like the 8 is learned through interaction. So it feels like the 8 of Pentacles energy, or just the 8 in general, but more so 8 of Pentacles, I guess, because that's the one most closely related to apprenticeship. Instead of like having someone there for us to apprentice under, it feels like it's more using the colors that you just discovered to, add whatever to your experience. Very experimental. And it might be like that for a minute. Just to see like what all we can create, what all we come up with. It's almost that space of like there are no wrong or right answers, so go explore, create, and do or be. And then if there's ever a time where things shift more in a more focused direction, then that focusing will happen then. But by that point, everyone would already have a decent idea of like what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and how they go about, how they like to go about doing everything that they need to do. And then we come to the Ace of Cups with the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and the Page of Swords, and the Mother, the Daughter, and the Mother of Swords. With the Father, what is going on? And the 4, okay. So we got the Daughter, the Mother, and the Father of Swords all chilling at the bottom of the deck. Why is this like low key? Oh, thanks, Janelle. Why is this low key that covert technician and futurist sentinel energy? It's reading like there are things, it's like history is changing. Well, I guess history is being made. It's not changing. The course of humanity, the course of our own individual lives is in a space of change. And history is being made because of the shift and change. And it feels like the daughter is us, and the mother and the father, they're the people that come after us. So it's almost like, I guess, what, How I Met Your Mother. It's almost that energy of something that's lived in real time, but also something that's like told. Like the future is watching the present moment. I don't know. It's weird. But I guess like if time travel became a thing, I could see people, especially like people who like history, I guess, who like go back in time to witness an event, to witness like a historical event or whatever. It's weird that it would read that way, but maybe not. And then the Four of Swords and the Ten of Swords and the Fool and the Tower, and then the Mother of Pentacles with the Daughter of Cups and the Father of Wands. Y'all ain't even all in the same suit. It goes like sword, 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 fool, baby bird. Yeah. See, this is because then this would be the nine into the 10. The Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Because, like, all of the color that's being introduced to the world right now, as we're going through our process of bringing that color to more and more areas of our lives, maybe areas that were some sort of shade of gray with this Six of Swords. And as we sort of expand that and continue to live with this, like, going into the temperance energy and discovering whatever kind of balance, all of this color serves as the foundation for something else. Like, this is a beginning. Everything is a beginning, I guess. But again, that kind of or it leads into or tends towards that energy of like the future watching the present. I don't know. Whatever this future, present, past, time suit, whatever thing is going on. It's like this itself, it's like this is our entry into a new frontier. This is our foray into a new frontier. But we've still yet to take that places, right? It's like Alexander Graham Bell with the first transcontinental phone call from wherever in Paris question mark. And then after that we get like the landlines and then cell phones and then smartphones, like, and it kind of reads like that Stargate that leads to fantastic places again. But the Ten of Cups is right here. That's the Ten of Hearts. And I think I would say that it's like the reason why, again, the Three of Swords energy needs to be cleaned up and taken care of is because in this new space with this new palette, it's like if we haven't, the more that there is unresolved, the less able or the less likely we are to go and expand and explore. Again, this is the energy of like, oh, snap, that's literally what's happening. The Knight of Pentacles is taking the color and temperance back into these black and white areas. It's bringing color to that. And again, it's like that's, I guess, what cleans up this Six of Cups energy. It cleans up the energy of the past. And now we have all that color in there with all the subterranean black and white. I kind of wanted two cards. That's fine. And then the Ace of Cups is It's like once it's how we bring color to each other. This is like being the embodiment or just like living that and holding that energy. It just like spills out around you. It's this fount of light. How I Met Your Father? What is this? The Nine of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles. I honestly, though, this feels like this is the space where the life in the world that we couldn't even imagine is birthed. And again, because it's a stump, it's almost like from the ashes of the old world, a new world emerges. But it's not like ashes, ashes, you know what I mean? But it kind of is, you know what I mean? But again, with this door to spirit wide open, even the things that may appear the same will be completely changed. It's like if you watch one of those like thrillers, right? And you finally figure out the twist or you solve the mystery, and then when you rewatch the movie, everything has so much more significance. You can see how everything led to whatever. I guess if it's a good movie, if it's not a good movie, then maybe not. Um, but after you know, oh, I feel like my right eye just twitched hard. After you know, everything it has a certain clarity to it, right? It's like going back, and then this time the blindfold is off. Because after you've been through it, you'll know what the thing is that was missing, or you'll know what the thing is that you gained that you didn't even maybe necessarily think to ask for, or that you didn't even know that you would gain. And maybe again, that's why the Nine of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles is here. It's because like now we'd be able to see, now we'd have an awareness where we wouldn't be able to see before. So that's it. Ain't no reason to push this out for hours today. I hope y'all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality, and whatever this is. But that was the thing, right? We had the blue storm that went into electric seed year in the Mayan calendar. That's what storms do. They prime the ground and the environment for growth. And there are things that are like cleaned out and purged in the storm. I watched like 0.2 seconds. Not 0.2 seconds, but earlier today I went back to the end of that Patrick and SpongeBob live that I did with Rob on Rob Odenson's channel to see where Anima Animus first started coming out, or like why. Because I remembered that came out when we did the collective thing at the end of the video, and now it's like really starting to unfold, especially watching Rob's channel. And I saw the part where Odin and Freya, he had the Odin and Freya cards in whatever Norse deck he has, and he said that they're the only two Norse deities with halls. And it makes me think of a hall for some reason. 12 also came out yesterday. It was 30 oneness, 39 third eye chakra, 12 emotional freedom. 12 was emotional freedom yesterday. Emotional freedom and the temple path. 28 didn't come out, but I think it might be Magical Realms or something like that. Magical Realms or Inspirational Creation. I don't remember. But yeah. Hey Matthew. How's it going? All right, I'll see y'all later. Whatever this is, it looks gorgeous. So I guess this is where I say trust the process. For some reason in 2011, I don't know, every now and then I'll get a Facebook memory that pops up and I'm like, I don't know what the context was behind this or why I decided to post this. But on March 27th, no, let me find it. What did I post? On March 24th, 2011. So I was a senior. This was my senior year of high school. This was like 3 months before I graduated, 2.5 months before I graduated high school. You say that everything happens for a reason and that all goes according to his plans. So shut up, sit down, and let it happen. I was like, what is this? Hello? Where was I? I don't know.